Biur hadavar, and to explain this idea, hine noda sheyesh daled bechinos. It's known that there's four concepts. Medaber, chai, tzomeach, domem, the speaker, the animal, the plant, and the inanimate. Shem gamkin keneged daled bechinos tanta, that they also correspond with the four levels of taimim nekudos taginosios. Va'elyon mehem kolel es hatachton gamkin, and the higher level includes within it also the lower levels. Kmohine hadomem shu bechinos hachrona v'tachtona medaled bechinos anal, because the concept of the inanimate, which is the last and lowest of the four levels, al kain inurak bechinos ulavad, therefore it only has its concept alone, shu domem, that it's inanimate. Aval bechinos tzomeach chai chulu, but the concept of the animal and the plant and the animal and so forth, who bechinos istalkus mimenu, are, so to speak, removed and beyond it. It doesn't grow or feel. Vatzomeach kemo hailanos v'hasavim, and the plant, like the trees and the grasses, yesh behen chayus yoser mebedomem, they have more life than in the inanimate, shu koach hatzmicha, which is the ability to grow, umikol makom ukol gamkin bechinas domem, but nonetheless it includes also the concept of the inanimate. Shahari atzmius ha'etz zulas koach hatzmicha shabo hu kmo bechinas domem, that the essential property of the tree, beside from the ability to grow, is like the concept of the inanimate. It has a physicality to it. But it just, in addition to that, it also has the ability to grow. And therefore, because this inanimate object also has the ability to grow, therefore we call it a plant, a grower, on that extra property. Even though we could also call it domim by its other property. Like it says in Eitz Chaim in the end, like the Eitz Chaim says in the end, that the inanimate only has the soul, the concept of nefesh, that unites the different properties together. That is the ability to mix, that is united within it the four fundamental elements into the whatever inanimate object it is. Shuhu morkav mehem, that it's composed of them, and the soul unites them. And the soul that's in the plant has two concepts. Ha'alef hachitzonis shebo. The first is the external that's in it, hu hanefesh hamarkeves shebo, which is also that soul that unites the elements. That's just like the soul of the inanimate. V'nosef bayosef pnimi, and it also has something that's more inner, hanekra nefesh atzomachas, which is the soul that grows. Aval ein bo nefesh achionis, but it does not have an enlivening soul like an animal. And the third level of the alive has all of that, and has, in addition to that, the enlivening soul and the soul of will, that it has a will, which is not the case by the plant and the inanimate. And because of that we call it alive. But nonetheless is included within it as well the growth and the inanimate, because included in 200 is 100. Katani mugdolim, that chayos ktanim gedolim, that you have small animals and large animals. V'aktanim holchim u'miskadlim, and these small animals, they grow and become big animals. V'zeu b'chinas tzomeach sheyesh b'chai. That's the concept of the growth that's within the alive. V'gam yesh bo b'chinas domem, and it also has the inanimate quality. Al derech hanal shebetzomeach, just like we explained by the plant. Sheyesh b'chinas domem, shebetzomeach yesh b'chinas domem, that in the plant there's also the inanimate. And you can see this most clearly in the bones of the body of the animal, that they are more like the inanimate on their own. But that they are also a concept of growth and alive as well. And the speaker that has the soul, that's a intellectual soul that speaks. In addition, but included in him also is the idea of the inanimate, the plant and the animal, because he's alive, and also the child grows up. Now, just like in the speaker, which is man, kolul midalad bechinos domim tzomeach chai medaber, is composed of four concepts of inanimate, plant, animal, and speaker. Kashmim, physical, in the physical sense, kemokim bekochos hanefesh hamedaberet, so too in the abilities of the soul of the speaker. Yesh gam kein bechinas iskalus midomim tzomeach chai. Also included in it are the qualities of the inanimate, plant, and animal, machshava dibura maisa, which are thought, speech, and action. Kulam hem bechinas domim. So thought, speech, and action are like the quality of the inanimate. They're the levushim, the lowest level. Shaharim. Me'os v'dibur echad lo yishave os v'dibur acher, that from one letter and one speech will not be created another letter or another speech. Once it comes out, it's disjointed from all the other things one might speak. And when you speak something else, that's drawing down something new or something different. From the ability to speak. So within the speech, it doesn't grow on its own. But from that one speech that you already said, it's not going to grow. It and as it is, that's how it stays. So we're explaining how the quality of letters in speech are the quality of the inanimate, of the domain before the tzomeach. So too with the letters of thought. They do not grow or greaten. Therefore, they're called the inanimate within the soul. So, and certainly the action itself does not get bigger or smaller when you expend energy to do that particular action. V'amidos ein bechinas tzomeach, but the emotions that come before the levushim, they are a concept of growth of the plant life that's within a person, sheyesh behem tzmicha mekatnus legadlus, that they have a quality to grow from small to great. L'mashal etzel hakaton hamidus shelo ledvarim ktanim. For example, by a child, their emotions, their attributes are towards smaller things. Ukeshmiskadel yihiu amidus yoser b'mayla lefi ercho. But when the child grows, their emotions are on a higher level in comparison to their growth. Va'afilu begadol, and even in an adult, betchila hamida v'ha'ispilus ktana, the first emotion they feel towards something is very small. Kamo nitzutz eish, like a spark of fire. Va'achar kach misracheves umiskadelas, and then it spreads and greatens, that they feel towards something, and that emotion evolves. Va'aseichel hu bechinas chai, kamo shekasu va'achachma tichya. And then the next level within the speaker, within the medber, is the seichel, and that's the chai of the medber. Like, that's the concept of the alive, like it says that wisdom enlivens chachma tichya ba'aleh. V'raya ledavar, and the proof for this, keshekos v'nas seichel, that when we write an idea, umedabrim seichel, when we speak the idea, hay seichel yoser nikar bedibur mebiksav, the intellect is more, the idea is more recognizable when it's spoken than when it's written. V'kol ze machmas sheseichel bechinas chai v'dibur, kol kach bechinas domim kemaisa. And that's because the intellect of the concept of chai and speech is not as much inanimate as the action. So when you write it, it's more of an action. And when you speak it, it's more alive. Therefore, the more life force that's in there, the more recognizable the intellect is. And I suppose if you were to be able to give it directly from your machshava, you would understand the thought even more. Like a mind reader or something. So it's not as inanimate as an action, therefore the intellect is more recognizable when you speak it. Mem kaf matzasi kosov. V'keser shelamayla mahaseichel hu bechinas medaber, and the crown that's beyond intellect, that's this, like the speaker. Shehadibur atzmo bechinas domim kenal, that the speech on its own is inanimate, like we said. It's one of the three levushim. Omnam bechinas medaber hu bechinas keser, but the quality of the speaker itself is the concept of the crown. Keser shabo yochel ledaber, that in from which a person is able to speak, unlike the animals. V'ray mehakatan shemevin kol davar, and the proof for this is from the child that understands everything, v'enu yochel ledaber, but cannot speak. So it's not a quality of intellect. Until they grow a little, and that's because the speech is from a higher place than intellect. So even once a person understands things, once a child has understanding, they still can't speak because they haven't reached that high level of keser. It's higher than the intellect that's understood and grasped. וכמבואר באיגרס הקודש דיבור המשכיל ויעש דוד שם. וכמו כן יובן למעלה, and so you can understand above, שבחינת אוסיוס המחשבה ודיבור של למעלה, that the concept of letters, of speech, of thought and speech above, הם בחינת דומם, are a concept of the inanimate.